creativity will save your marriage. And I say that because it saved mine. Well, not mine, but my parents. Like most people in their 30s and 40s, they went through a huge midlife crisis. And it wasn't because there was anything wrong between the two of them. Nothing. They as individuals are more alike to each other than being apart. They're the complete same person. But the only thing that saved them was understanding the power of having a creative outlet. You see, a creative outlet has so much power that it can not only bring you joy and bring you life, but it distracts your mind from indulging in all the bullshit things that happens on the daily in the news, in politics, in relationships, in drama, in toxic groups. It takes you away into a place that you can't experience just by talking to a person for the rest of your life. For you to have a new conversation with a person and feel more joy, feel more excitement, feel more passionate about it, you need something else in your life. It's like when you're at work or you're at school the whole day, and from 8 a.m. till 3 p.m. you're at school, you get back at around 3:30, 4 p.m. Parents come back at 4 or 5 p.m. Then you've got to go to some sort of extracurricular activity. And so if you're taking your child to the extracurricular, your next hour or two is gone in terms of traveling and then being at the actual thing. And by the time you come home, you might have to go to the gym. You might have a couple errands you need to run. You might have a couple emails you need to do. Maybe a couple things before you completely just de-wind. And so by 8 or 9 p.m., now you are ready to watch Netflix or watch a movie. And so that feeling at the end of the day, that last 2 or 3 hours of the day where you have time to just completely de-wind, that is what creativity can feel like, especially in a marriage. Now, with creative, you have to find your format. This is the first thing I did with my mum. You have to find what format do you enjoy the most. Do you like talking the most? Do you like writing the most? Do you like scribbling the most or drawing the most? Do you like cooking something? Do you like baking? Do you like building something? You have to find a format that you love doing the most and not tie it to an outcome. This is the thing you have to do for you. And so that means that there's no, I'm doing this for my kids, or I need to sell this online, or I should write a book that is going to talk about my life story and then sell that to make millions. That's not what you're doing. Your whole goal is to do something that you find a genuine joy in, and it pulls you into a world outside of your normal 9 to 5, your normal business, whatever you're doing. It pulls you away from that, and it takes you into a different world. You forget everything that's happening. You forget every relationship in your life. You forget your friends exist. You forget your kids exist. And of course, only do this when you don't have babies or really young kids that you need to take care of immediately. So I'm not speaking to those mums, but I'm speaking to the rest of you who spend your time, who spend the other time of yours hanging out with mates or being on calls or doing things that you don't need to do immediately, that can be done later. And instead of doing all these boring tasks, or instead of spending your time like the way everyone else is doing, if you spend that time on something creative, you will regain so much time in your life because of how much energy you gain from that. The more energy you gain from doing something that lights you up, that brings you energy, that gives you joy, will allow you to want to do the thing, will allow you to want to do more work so that you can go back to your fun time. It's like when you, once again, if you're at work and you hate what you're doing, you're tired, you're sick of it, but you're going to go home tonight and you're going to get dressed and you're going to go out for a footy match with the boys, or you're going to watch a movie, or you're going to do something that's fun. That's what the creation should be. And if you find something that's creative like that, then whether you're at work doing the mundane things or living life on the daily, or once again, when you're with your partner and life isn't as fruitful as it should be, when you start leaning more into the creative stuff and then you come back to that life, all of a sudden you'll enjoy it a lot more. You'll have more things to talk about. You'll open up a conversation thread that never existed before. I was talking about this with a business owner that I did an interview with, and we talked about how creation is the root of everything. It's the root of everyone. And it's of course created by the greatest creator of all. The creator is creating. And people forget that if the greatest form of human and the world and everything is creation, then outside of reproducing kids, there's more things you can do to create without tying it to an outcome. Every time you do something and you tie it to an outcome, you're instantly killing the level of joy you're going to feel from it. Of course, with some things, with businesses, with a product that you have, a clothing shop, a clothing store, or you're trying to make music, or you're trying to write a book, if it goes well, that would be even better. But the first thought should never be, this is going to go really good. the first thought should be, how can I do something I love so much that I forget everything else exists? And so finding an outlet of creativity, besides achievement, besides finding an outcome out of something, besides thinking that this is the thing that I need to do so that I can get busier or distract myself from the daily things I do in life, the mundane things, the boring shit, or I need to pick up this new hobby. Don't find a hobby. Find a creative outlet that makes the most sense for you. If other people say draw and you don't like drawing, don't draw. If people say write a book but you don't want to write, don't write a book. But there is always something that you've done as a kid that you love doing, that you let go of because you had to grow up and be an adult. And so take yourself back to that moment as a kid, as a 4-year-old, 8-year-old, 12-year-old. What was the thing that you enjoyed doing the most that would make you forget that the world existed? That you did alone? If there was nothing, look for it now. You might find a few things that you find, holy shit, how the fuck have I missed out on this my entire life and I've only picked up on it now? And you'll enjoy it in one of two ways. If you find something that you did have as a kid, you'll relive this huge moment of nostalgia, and that almost never dies because it's the thing you did as a kid. It's rooted in you. If you don't have anything you did as a kid, you'll feel the other emotion, which is this immense feeling of, how have I never found this before? How have I never known that this existed? How have I never known that I would have loved doing this thing so much to the point where I forget everything else exists? And if you find a creative outlet, you just might save your marriage.